Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Keisha and my channel is called Zaza K Creations, and on my channel I'm sharing my sewing journey with you all, and I'm sharing challenges, I'm sharing my victories, I'm sharing everything in between. So if that is some content that you are interested in seeing and hearing about and watching, make sure that you like and you subscribe. That way you're able to capture all of my content as it becomes available on YouTube. So here we go with today's video. So it's been a minute since I've actually sat down and provided like some tips and things like that. I think the last video I did on tips for sewing was probably about a year ago. But as I was finding myself, working in my room, finding time to be here to do something daily, I was reminded of just a really simple tip that really helps to keep me grounded and keep me really engaged and not having a lot of pressure around what I'm doing. And that is to take my time. Take my time. And I want to encourage you also to take your time in sewing. That is probably the best tip I can give anybody who is beginning on their journey in sewing or whatever it is you're learning to do, because many times, and I will admit, when I first started sewing around the pandemic, I would go and watch other people's success and see how far they've come and how advanced they were in sewing, and think to myself, oh my gosh, I gotta get there. I want to be there one day. I want to be able to sew up, 2 and 3 garments in a week and show them all and wear them all. And the more I became comfortable in learning how to sew, I have come to a point where I am accepting that I should just take my time. I need to take my time. There is a reason why I think it's important to take your time, and for me to take my time in sewing, is that really for me, because this is a hobby, I am not looking right now to really create a side business in sewing and selling garments or selling items. But I do find that when I am sewing for myself and I'm moving at a slower pace, I'm able to really enjoy the process. I'm really able to take my time and research the skills and learn the skills and watch other people work the skill and work the craft and learn from them as well. The thing I actually thought when I began sewing was that I was going to be sewing and sewing to sell. Hence the channel name was Zaza K Creations, because I created this channel thinking that it would be me and my girls, me and my 2 daughters, creating all these great things, items, and selling them to people, whether it be jewelry or pouches or scarves or anything like that. Well, fast forward 5-6 years later, I am the only one sewing. We're not sewing to sell. We're not doing anything like that. But I think that might have been part of the reason why when I began, I really wanted to learn how to do all of those things really quickly so I could quickly begin to sell. But as my girls did not take as much interest in learning to sew and sewing with me, I began sewing and just doing it as a hobby. So yeah, taking my time of sewing, again, it really helps me to be really thoughtful in what I make. It helps me to plan my process a little bit more. It helps me to do some research and just like take my time learning some of the skills. Also say this: if you are actually looking to sew and sell your items, great. If you're a beginner and that is your goal, you want to learn how to sew so you can sell, and now is probably a great time to do that because the economy is all over the place. I encourage you to go right ahead and do that. However, I would probably make it very clear and make it very plain to your customer base, to your potential customers, that you are new to this, and it will take you some time. So to give you some grace and have some patience as you are learning how to do some of what you want to learn in your sewing journey. Many times when people are sewing to sell, they try to crank out and do like a mass production of items. That's fine. I mean, that's really great. I know I'm not into that. I'm not there, but I do know that there's a whole nother skill level and a whole lot of other logistics that come into like mass production and being able to sell your handmade items. But I will say that if you do want to sew and sell your items, and you are a beginner and you're just getting your hands involved in this craft, make sure that you let your customer base know, hey, this is new to me. I'm slow. I'm really learning. There will be some imperfections. I need time. Give me grace. And then also factor that in as you are pricing out, your items. So what I will also say is, as I have been on my journey and I have been learning different skills and doing different things, I have been amazed at, really, even over 5 or 6 years, the amount of progress I've made in my sewing. I have learned so much in terms of like how to read patterns. I've learned so much in terms of different skills. There are lots of other skills I need to still learn. I want to learn, and I know that I will, but I've come a long ways. I've come from like making a scrunchie, making a what else did I make when I first started sewing? I did a scrunchie. Oh, and I did like some burping cloths. I mean, things that really require only straight lines and minimal amounts of fabric, to actually like making some garments now. I have done recently I did a 2-piece outfit over the spring. I think I did that in the spring. It was a jacket and a pair of pants. It was a Vogue pattern, a vintage. No, I'm sorry. No, it was a Simplicity Jiffy pattern I did. And as I sit here now, I know I've done other things, but to go from being able to make a simple scrunchie or a burping cloth or a head wrap to actually making garments, I mean, that's great progress for me. And again, I probably, I do feel like if I was able to put a lot more time into this, I probably would be able to do other things. But again, I like the fact that I take my time, I pace myself, and I am amazed at all the things I have learned so far as I have been enjoying my journey of sewing. The one thing that I do think about too, even though I pace myself and I sew a little bit on the slow side, is the fact that collaborations are a great and big thing in the community of sewing. And one day I do want to do a collaboration, I do, but I also know that with a collaboration, that comes with, timelines, agreement on, getting things done. And that comes with a little bit of pressure, I think, though I have not yet done one, but I would imagine with the collaboration, you and said person would agree on what you're going to sew, and you have to kind of like really stick to the plan, right? With the deadline. So again, I know that one day that will come for me. I do aspire to be there in a collaboration at some point. So yeah, more to come on that. So again, the best tip I can give anybody who is looking to learn how to sew, who is looking to learn to do any kind of crafting or any kind of new thing, is to pace yourself and take your time. Trust me, if you do that and be thoughtful and be intentional, you'll be so amazed at what you can actually get accomplished and what you'll actually learn in just, a year or 2, 3, 4, 5, or maybe even 6. Okay. So, yes, be encouraged, continue what you're doing. You're doing well. What they say, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? You're not going to learn everything there is to sewing in a day. I know there are many people who are a lot more advanced in sewing. And guess what? They're still learning different techniques. They're still learning how to do different skills. They're learning new ways of being able to do their craft. So just know this, that you'll always be in a learning mode in this, and just take your time. Pat yourself on the back, you know, celebrate your wins and your victories, and just keep going. All right. So thank you for watching. Be encouraged, and I will see you in the next video. God bless.